So your assignment, the title of your assignment is like maybe a sample was also given, isn't it? How you're going to make your assignment project, project econometrics, this one. In your introduction, you will write as per the format. That means you will write about the objectives of your report. In chapter 2, if you are going to write a report on a specific industry, say for example, Ispat industry, then you will give an introduction to Ispat industry. Then literature review, as you know, literature review depends on your subject matter, what you are going to write, what will be your title. And as our title is comparative analysis of human resource value chain. So is it gonna be your title, or the title is here the HR value chain, the HR value chain of Bangladeshi firms. This type of, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So HR value chain, or you will modify the title. So while you are writing a report on HR value chain of Bangladeshi firms, and you can add some special features. Say, for example, the firm listed those who are in DSCBD or something else. Then you will write the literature review, HR value chain of Bangladesh HR value chain. You will write more details about HR value chain, and you will try to find out a research gap here. And then you will write about the data source. While you will write about the data source, you will write that the data has collected from the published annual reports of the public limited companies, and description of the variables. Now, what are the variables you are going to take? You will describe here. Say, for example, here your model will tell you what are the variables you are going to use. So, as per our initial understanding that the HR value chain ultimately will quantify the impact on profit of the company on the we are going to quantify the relationship among profit. So, for example, profit. All right. So, what is the impact of, say, for example, HR expense factor, HR expense factor on company's profit? And to make the issue more comparable, you can use some additional control variables. Say, for example, operating expense ratio or rate, cost of goods sold ratio, and some errors will be here. So profit, and when you are calculating HR factor, all right, expense factor. So you are calculating HR expense factor. So better to convert your dependent variable is profit per employee. So I am not giving you the exact variable you're going to use. What I am giving you, I am giving you an idea that you can use this variable. Profit per employee, say for example, and profit per employee is dependent on HR expense factor. HR expense factor is also one of the expense factor that is related with human resource or payment to the employees. HR expense factor. Operating expense. What percentage of the operating expense is HR expense? And then you will also give the relationship of what? Operating expense ratio. Then cost of goods sold ratio. Forget about the third variable. With these two variables, let's begin. And then you will also quantify the error. E means error. This is your research model. So have you got what is research model? And you will put your research model in methodology section. All right. In your methodology section, you will put your research model. Here it is given in data source. The variables. What are the variables? Here we have used variables. Profit per employee, dependent variable, HR expense factor, independent variable, operating expense ratio, independent variable. Here you will define what is profit per employee and how have you calculated profit per employee. What is HR expense factor and what are the how have you calculated HR expense factor? Operating expense ratio. What is operating expense ratio and how to calculate operating expense ratio? So you will give the definitions and calculation system here. Some examples is given here also. So for example here, to answer the research question, you have calculated this, how to calculate revenue factor. Also, you can use revenue factor as your dependent variable here. It says that revenue factor, how to calculate revenue factor? Revenue divided by full-time employees. Revenue factor or profit per employee is same. So you can use revenue factor. This is defined. Revenue divided by full-time employees. Then HR expense factor. HR expense factor means HR expense divided by operating expense. Also operating expense ratio, operating expense divided by sales. Sales. And you can also give one more equation. It is market price per share. To know the HR value chain. HR value chain means your company's employee performance, your company's HR activities will affect the company's profit. Company's profit will affect the company's stock price. That's why we are also going to quantify the relationship between market price per share, MPS, market price per share as the dependent variable, and all the independent variables are same. So now if it is still not clear, then go to our Excel datasheet. What you have to do here, you have the HR expense factor, you have net profit, you have stock price, you have total asset of the company, you have number of employees. So first variable in your model, what's the first variable, dependent variable in your model? First variable is HR revenue factor. Revenue, how to calculate revenue factor? Revenue factor is calculated by revenue divided by, this is a crore, is it?
Yes, sir.
So it was better to use the actual figure. Okay, let's check whether it works. So revenue factor equals revenue. So revenue, you haven't collected the revenue data, is it? It is profit. Profit and revenue is not same.
Yes,
Profit
sir.
means after deduction of all expenses. And also, where is the operating expense?
আমাদেরকে তিনটা ডেটাই কালেক্ট করতে বলেছিলেন, নেট প্রফিট, ইপিএস, আর তিনটা চারটা ডেটা কালেক্ট করতে বলেছিলেন স্যার।
These are the additional data. We have given some database. In the database, operating expense, everything was given. And in addition to the
আপনি
existing
দিয়েছিলেন।
data, I requested to, collect more data. Isn't it?
ইয়েস স্যার।
So that's the problem.
স্যার আমাদের গ্রুপেরটাই মোস্ট প্রবাবলি করেছিলাম স্যার, একটু দেখবেন স্যার।
আপনাদের group, let's check the standard data. Which one?
স্যার মোহাম্মদ রাকিব হোসেন স্যার।
Rakib Hassan. So data is not compiled together.
স্যার ব্যাংক ওয়াইজ আমরা আলাদা করেছিলাম স্যার।
So if you have the data according to bank wise, it will not work. You have to summarize the data in one sheet. All right, like this. You will summarize the name of the companies and then you will give the data here, time series data. All right.
ওকে স্যার।
So revenue factor. First calculate the revenue factor here. It is not revenue factor, it is, and you know how to calculate revenue factor. It is profit, profit per employee. So those who cannot calculate revenue factor, you will calculate profit per employee. And how to calculate profit per employee? Profit divided by number of employees. All right. So now you can get the figure. Very insignificant figure. That's why what we have to do, we'll convert it into million figure at least. Crore. Crore means 100 crore equals 100 million equals 1 crore, is it? Times 100.
10 million equal to 1 crore, I guess.
10.
Yes, sir.
So then what's the title of this figure? Net profit in net profit in million figure. Is it? Crore, 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 this is crore, isn't it?
Yes,
Thousand, thousand, lakh, and crore, is it?
yes, sir.
So we have subdivided by 100, lead to two zeros. The figures in 5 zeros. If we multiply by one more zero, then it will be million, is it? In million. That means multiplied by 10. So profit per employee, million profit divided by number of employees. Also insignificant. However, the ratio will also be like this. So profit per employee. And then this second variable was operating expense. Operating expense is also not available here. So in that case, you have to define your, here only your dependent, independent variable is net profit and dependent variable is HR expense. All right. So these two variables are relevant in your data set. And we cannot use number of employees and also other calculations because your data has some limitations. You have to improve your data set. You have to improve your data set. At the moment, we can make relationship between profit and HR expenses. In that case, your model will be profit, not profit per employee. So you must define your variable. Is all right. Profit equals HR expense. HR, and you don't have the operating expense information. That's why you cannot include it. HR expense you have. What is the impact of HR expense on profit? We are going to answer that. Here your research question will be, what is the impact of HR expense on company's profitability? It will be a research question, and we are using this model to answer the research question. This model will help you to answer the research question. All right. So first your research question will be in your literature review, and this model will be there in your methodology section to answer the research question. Now we are going to run the regression, and independent variable is HR expense and dependent variable is profit. So go to your data set and run some regression. And regression you can use here regression model. You want to build some regression. To build regression model, you have to go to your data section, and you will find data analysis here. All right. Excel formula will not work here. You have to find out data analysis. And how to find out data analysis? Say for example, if you don't find data analysis in your computer, you will go to file. Then you will go to options. Then you will go to add-ins. These are being recorded, so next time you can do it. After variance, you will go to the analysis toolpack and you will go to analysis toolpack. And in your case, it will not be checked. You will check it. Say, for example, if you uncheck it, it will be disappear from here. Is there any data analysis here?
Not-
We'll bring data analysis using, say, for example, go to file, then go to options, then go to add-ins, then analysis toolpack. This is analysis toolpack. Go to analysis toolpack and check this point. While you check data analysis toolpack, the data analysis will appear here. All right. So now you are going to analyze the data. Click on data, and here we will use regression. Here is regression. All right. Regression model. So click on regression, and y is the dependent variable. Which one is your dependent variable? Your dependent variable is profit. All right. So you will choose dependent variable. We select all dependent variable. And what is your independent variable? HR expense is your independent variable. So now click on OK. You will get the results. Here is the results. So this is how you are going to calculate your regression results. All right. Now here intercept is 17 and your X variable one, this is your HR expense. You will rewrite it here. HR, what is the name of your dependent variable? You'll write it here. HR expense. HR expense. So now you have got the scores. You are going to explain this figure. Just take a copy. So what happens? So take a copy of this information, then paste it here in results section. Now you're writing what your results here. In your results section, you will paste it. All right. So you have got some data results you are going to write. While you are going to write, you are going to explain R square. R square is it indicates that only 1% of the independent variable or 1% reliability on your data is only 1%. So reliability is very poor. You have to write that only 1% data has impact on company's profitability. So HR is so insignificant here. HR expense here is very insignificant. Standard error is very high. Standard error is also very high. And intercept coefficient is 17.67 and HR expense factor is 0.0073. P-value of the intercept is less than 5%, but P-value is very high. That means this results is very insignificant. Not see your R square and P value tells that the impact of HR expense on company's profitability is very insignificant. Is very insignificant, and you can write it here in your model. Here is your model. You will explain your model in your result section. Here B0 or beta naught is your 17.67. So you will replace this figure with 17.67 and B1 HR expense factor. The coefficient is 0.0073 HR expense. And we will consider that there is no error in our model. So this is how you will get your model. Have you got it? How to get the regression model? Do you have any confusions? And when you are explaining the impact of HR expense on company's profit, you will say that it is only 0.0073. If, example, if you invest $1 in HR, if you invest $1 in HR, its impact on company's profit will be 0.0073 dollar. It is the sense, all right? So that means investing in human resources is not giving or increasing profit so much, is very insignificant. And the result is also not strong because R square, R is, what is the R square? R square is 0.0011. R square is 0.0011. When you will say it is significant, when will you say it is significant? When it is near to 1. If you found R value is near to 1, R square value, you will say that the result is significant. And P value, that means your significance. How significant the results is. The P value is also very high. That means high error is there. P value is 0.80, is 0.80, 0.80, which is P value is very high, 0.80. It indicates the results is very insignificant. So this is your ultimate explanation you are providing on impact of HR expense on profit. Now, your next research question. What was your next research question? Your next research question is, what is the impact of companies or firms' profit on stock price? Now you're also going to develop one more equation. Was they good to answer this research question? You're going to build a new model, and it is stock price. Stock price, and your dependent variable is now profit. So now you have got the results for this equation. Now you're also going to get one more results, and the relationship is on stock price, firm's profit. So again, go to your data set. Here is your data set. And now you quantify the relationship between stock price and profit. So again, go to data analysis, go to regression, change the data this time. This time your data, your dependent variable is stock price. You are choosing a stock price, and then your independent variable is this time your profit. But before that, you have to make sure that your data is a number. It is not working because there are not available data, not available. And more important is that the company's share price from 42 to 307 is not possible. Maybe it is 37.8, 37.8. Maybe it is 40.4. It is impossible. It cannot be 41.2. It can be. All right. So it cannot be also very irrelevant price, stock price. So here you can use 42, 40, otherwise it will not work.
স্যার
So,
ডেটা আনার থাকলে একটা লাইক রেলেভেন্ট ডেটা মানে বা গেস করে ডেটা ইনপুট দিব স্যার আমরা।
so you can use forecast. You can use forecast. So if the data in 2021 was 40, same company's data can be 40, or if there is any growth, there is no growth. We have projected there is no growth. So that's why we put 40. But there is a system. System is it is known as CAGR. CAGR. CAGR means compound average growth rate. This compound average growth rate may help you to find out the forecasted figure. In that case, you will write that we have used CAGR method. Say for example here, the companies we can use CAGR. CAGR formula is available online. All right, go to CAGR calculator. CAGR calculator is available here. You can calculate CAGR. Say for example, your starting value is 40. Your ending value, maybe after 5 or 10 years, your ending value is 50, and number of period is maybe is for 5 years, and after 5 years what will be your price? You can get the CAGR 4.56. All right, 4.56 is your growth. So when the missing value will be added 4.56 additional amount. If the previous figure, if the previous figure here is 42, this time you can add 42 plus CAGR is what percentage? Say for an example, 3%, 3 point something, isn't it? 4 point something, 4% is your CAGR. So you will add 4% here equals this data plus 4% of this one multiplied by 4%. Then you can get the approximate figure. In that case, you can say that you have used CAGR method to make forecast. That means this is forecasting tool. FRECAST forecasting tool. All right. So you can use forecasting tool to know the missing values. So once you have got the data, then you can run the regression now. Once again, go to a regression. You choose your dependent variable. Your dependent variable is the stock price. And independent variable is, what is your independent variable? Net profit. You are going to get one more results. All right. Here, the variable name will be, what will be the name of the variable? Profit. Take the results to your results section. Copy, go to result section. Say for example, this is your result section. And this equation will be here in your beta naught will be 29.19. 29.19 and your beta 1 will be profit. Profit is minus 0.011 minus 0.011 profit. That means there is a negative relationship. Here your explanation will be that there is that means the data set you have collected is not right. It cannot have negative relationship. So the explanation will be the impact on companies' profit, impact of companies' profit on stock price is negative. Negative. It indicates that profit does not have any impact on market performance of the company. Stock price is market performance. Market performance of the company or companies in Bangladesh. Are you getting what you are going to write in your results? Here we said that there are two or more sections. Here you are not going to describe the section 1 in results section. Impact of human capital on financial outcome. It was your number 1. Impact of human capital on financial outcome. It will be your number 1 table. Where is the table? Number 1. This one is it.
স্যার নিচেরটা স্যার এটা স্যার
This one. So the first section you have explained by this way, and the second section will be impact of profit, like profitability on market-based outcome of the outcome. There you will give this table and we'll explain. So we'll explain like this. So have you got the idea how you are going to write your results and discussion section? And then finally you will conclude. But it seems to me that the data set is not good. And then finally you will explain the value chain. All right. Finally you will the value chain. And what's the value chain? Value chain was impact of HR expense on profitability, which leading to profitability and stock price, you can say. Maybe in another file we have given a figure, isn't it? The relationship. Yes, you are going to explain this way. This is people analytics. So your option will be talent management in Bangladesh, its impact on company's profitability, organizational performance, and its impact on organizational performance. So in your case, the model will be like this. You are going to explain this model. So here it will be your HR investment impact on companies profitability and impact of profitability on companies market performance. So we have quantified this relationship here in our example. All right. So this is how you are going to explain your report. Just this is an idea, and if you can include some people analytics, HR other modern tools, for example, artificial intelligence, that will increase additional value because you will explain, also you'll explain AI in Bangladeshi HR. Therefore, you can also write people in a in Bangladeshi HR. So while you will explain about the in your literature review, when you will discuss about the HR practices in Bangladesh in literature review, then you will also write about these factors. And if you can include this analysis in your report by asking different questionnaire to HR managers, that will also add additional value. All right. So have you got the idea what you are going to do in your project? If you have any questions, queries, you can ask now. The floor is open for you because you have to make your presentation. I have just given you the idea.
স্যার আমাদের দুইটা ক্যালকুলেশন করলে হচ্ছে স্যার তাহলে আপনি যে দুইটা দেখালেন।
For the moment, but it depends on your model. What model you are going to develop. Here we have explained value chain. We have explained value chain in two different perspectives. One, impact of HR investment on companies' profit. Another is profit's impact on the stock price. But if you use different other variables, you have to explain those variables later in your variables section because the guidelines is given to in your classroom. So yes, if you have more questions. So don't you have any, Mr. Nuzrul? Mr. Nuzrul, are you sleeping today? Maybe. That's why switch on your camera is important. Online lecture, I feel comfortable delivering online lecture, but the participants must be active. Otherwise, the classroom will not be effective. Mr. Nozrul is the number one student. He is not here today. Is
Yes,
it?
sir. I'm here.
Can you hear? But I asked you a lot of questions. You didn't answer anyone.
Actually, my
Where are you there?
internet problem, sir. In hall is sir অনেক internet problem, sir.
Oh, I see. So, are you still in Dhaka? It proves. Is it? So, who left Dhaka? Maybe nobody left. Is it? Because your teacher is still in Dhaka city. How can you leave? So, have you got the idea how you are going to solve your project problem, term paper problem?
ইয়েস স্যার।
So, if you don't get the idea, you will again review the video. All right. So, we are going to end up video recording.